Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fiestra, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. And how is everybody doing tonight? Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Sebastian, Bluebeam? Not this week, pal. Maybe a couple weeks down the road on that. Really haven't seen anything much into the news about Bluebeam being played, but we'll look into it, but I'll definitely get it in for you down the road. But again, welcome to my show tonight, Into the Night with me, Sean Kelly. I am on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. After about 5 years, I think I finally got it right. I'm not sure. But I'm just happy. Just happy as a jaybird. And you know why. Okay. I'll tell you why. Because Christmas Carol time. Believe it or not. Christmas carols. Anybody out there in the chat room? Or anybody, that wants to say, what's your favorite Christmas carol? Feel free to put it in the chat room. And how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Mine was great. I actually did some cooking. I cooked the whole meal myself. Started at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and finished everything up at 6 o'clock. And we had a lovely dinner. You enjoyed the carol, Sebastian? That's cool. What's your favorite one, though? This Tuesday night, I got a very, very good show coming up. Having back Richie B. Hey, Heidi, much love to you, too. Good to see you, hon. Heidi, what's your favorite Christmas carol? But, hey, Jay, good to see you. All right, Jay, good to see you on this one. It's nice to see you in the room, Jay. My Thanksgiving was great. Okay. But I'm just happy. Just happy as a jaybird. And I haven't been that happy a lot lately. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you, buddy. I'm just asking everybody, what's their favorite Christmas carol? Well, I'm at it. I'll tell you my favorite. It is called The First Noel. Okay. Now, I like the original song, First Noel, but has anybody ever heard of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Sebastian says Silent Night. That's a very pretty one, too. Has anybody ever heard of Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Their guitar player, he plays, a solo, um, Oh Holy Night. Hey, Cindy Mae, it's good to see you, honey. And the way he plays it with his guitar, it just like, it takes me there. Honest to God, it like puts it like kind of like a teardrop in my eye because it sounds so pretty. I know with me, Christmas carols, a lot of them put a tear in my eye. You know what I mean? And later on in the month, like around Christmas Eve or maybe the week before, Trans-Siberian Orchestra has a very good song, a lot of good songs. And the one I really truly like with them is an old city bar. Heidi says I have not real familiar, but have heard of them. Honest to God, if you can, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but the Old City Bar, and I'm going to see if I will be able to play it here on YouTube later on in the month, because it's a very beautiful song. Reminds me a lot of me in my past, but even right now, it's just bringing tears. And then when I hear rocking around the Christmas tree, I remember when my son was like in the fourth grade. He was like the tallest one in the fourth grade, and he dressed up as a Christmas tree, and everybody was rocking around him. See, isn't it crazy? Wherever you come up with a song, a Christmas song, it just brings back those good memories. Michelle says, yes, I've seen them. I worked housekeeping at the Moda Center. It's like a giant coliseum for concerts, basketball, and hockey. Scots, man, good to see you, brother. And I love. They just put on a awesome concert. Michelle says, I got to see so many shows live. I was actually personal housekeeper for them. My favorite was being the personal housekeeper for the basketball players, Trailblazers. I bet they tip good. But yeah, it's just that whenever a Christmas song comes on, now the new ones, like right before I started the show, and it's still playing in my head. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, and it's just like I really like that one because it just like it's a good song and it makes me happy. So every now and then if I'm dozing off here, you'll be wondering, oh yeah, because Mariah Carey is singing that song, All I Want for Christmas, and Sean said. Also, I have to tell you tonight, my ring light that's in front of me, okay, looks like the Christmas Eve, the Christmas spirits are at it again tonight because it keeps flashing off and on, off and on, off and on. So, and so that means it's going to be a good show. It means the spirits are here with me. And it means I, just got to behave what I do and say what I say. They're just keeping an eye on me tonight. So that's what I just wanted to bring up a little bit about the Christmas carols and how about everybody's Thanksgiving? Was it a good one? Did you get to say hello? Did you meet some family? Did you watch any football? Did you eat a lot? What did you guys do? Feel free to share it in the comments if you want. That would be great. But Tuesday night, this Tuesday coming up, I have an awesome show. I'm bringing my boys back from New England, from Massachusetts, Richie B and Mr. Wojo, bantering with Richie B. And why I'm bringing them back is I've been watching their shows and I've been talking to Mr. Wojo a lot. And since the last time I had them on, they have been getting some awesome evidence of Bigfoot. Okay. And what I want to do with them is, you know, what kind of techniques are they using? I do believe that some of the experiments that they do, they think out of the box. Okay, so and I've learned through the paranormal field and doing investigations that you every now and then you have to think outside the box. Laurel Owl Sleeper, hiking with the sled dogs all day and stuffed peppers for dinner. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Welcome to the show, Laurel. I appreciate you being here. The sled dogs. Stuffed peppers, that ain't bad. That's something different. I hope you like to put cheese on top of those stuffed peppers because I like mozzarella cheese on my stuffed peppers. Heidi says, just my dad and my daughter. Granddaughter was at her dad's, but we had a good visit. I'm glad, Heidi, that you had a good visit with your dad and your daughter. Um, not everything was really cool. I know for a fact I fell asleep. I was tired as hell. I don't know what it is about the turkey, but I tell you what, it knocked my ass out. I was tired. I think I went to bed about 8:30, 9 o'clock, closed my eyes, and I was like, oh, hell. I slept through the whole night. It was craziness. Michelle says they are so much fun on Saturday. Ah, okay. That's cool, Michelle. But tonight I have an interesting show. Okay. I was watching some Netflix, I think it was, and they had previews of a movie. That's an old movie. It's called Krampus. And I was just like, that sounds interesting. I know I did a show about it last year around this time, but I thought, wouldn't that be a nice title to have? Krampus. Does anybody out in the chat room know who Krampus is? He dresses up with horns and he got claw hooves and whatever. But have you actually did any thinking about Krampus? Laurel Owl Sleeper. Yes, Sean, yes, I believe and told you before I am a Krampus believer. Grew up with this in Germany. Um, wow, Laurel. To be honest with you, Laurel, I'm drawing a blank on who you are unless I know you from another name. But yes, I'm glad that you are a Krampus believer. Okay, Heidi says, I sent you a local event from here called Polaroids with Krampus. Oh, cool. Heidi says, I'm German. I do know. Okay. I wish we had more of that here. To be honest with you, Laura, with all the bullshit that's going on in the world, especially here, oh, Carmen, good to see you, honey. Oh, okay. Now I know. I should have realized when he said out with the sled dogs, I should have said, kind of like, I should have remembered that, but I'm getting old. But back to you, Laurel. I mean, with all the bullcrap that's going on out there in the United States today, in America, and even in the world, I believe Krampus is running wild. To me, he seems like he exists today, and because, hey, Liz, good to see you, hon. And because there's just so much. And the way the children are acting today, oh my God, Krampus would have a field day with them. He would have a field day. But I was doing a little research on him, and it was like kind of like it was like kind of interesting a little bit. It was a little bit intriguing. So I wrote down, of course, on my notes about Krampus, and I'm going to be reading off of them because, like I said, my memory isn't up to par. But Laurel, if you want to add anything on to what I have to say, hey, Robbie, good to see you, my friend. Merry Christmas. Oh, Rob, I got something for you. I found it. Well, actually, Mom found it. See, Robbie's my best friend. We grew up together. He's a good dude. He's a nice, wonderful, beautiful family. And but I have something for you, buddy. We'll get in contact later on in the week. I want to give it to you. But so Krampus, believe it or not, is the evil twin of Saint Nicholas. Now we know who Saint Nicholas was, right? Did we know? I'm going to bring him up in the second part of the show. Saint Nicholas is Santa Claus. Saint Nicholas is also the patron saint of children, and he's also the patron saint of sailors. Where I get the sailor part, I really don't know, but he is the patron saint of children and sailors. And Krampus is considered his evil twin. But as I talk about Krampus in the first half of the show, I'm going to talk about St. Nicholas. Jenny, hey, good to see you, hon. There's Jenny Nicasio, my old partner in crime on Chasing Prophecy. She has a show on Oracle. Oracle, you can share it in the chat room, Jen. She's on with Tom Cahu. Tony, what's up, buddy? Tony Sabellis. Hello, brother. Good to see you, man. I hope everything is in San Antonio is good down there in Texas. But Jenny has her show with Tom Cahu. They are on Chasing Prophecy, and they also have their Oracle show, Oracle podcast, or Oracle Studio. But Jenny's like my partner in crime, dude. She really is. And so I'm glad to see you in here, Jen. That's great. I hope you get Thursday, 8 p.m. Yeah, okay. Jenny says it's on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, hon. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Everybody who just popped into the chat room, I really hope that you guys had a nice Thanksgiving. But yeah, so Krampus is considered the evil twin of St. Nicholas. And St. Nicholas is Santa Claus. His origins begin with the winter solstice. I'm glad you did, Jen. Me too. His origins begin with the winter solstice, and it is and a lot of pagan celebrations. Now, I really couldn't find anything in my research if he is of pagan descent. Okay. But I know that from what I read, he's really big in the winter solstice system. And there's another interesting thing about that. If you look at the mythology of him, Krampus, the Vikings, okay, he was considered like, they considered him almost like Odin. Yeah, I'll get down and I inserted him. I wrote it in my notes, but Odin, yeah, they were thinking Krampus as Odin. I do believe that was it. Yeah, or it was Santa Claus, one or the other. I don't know. But what Krampus, he would take the disobedient children and punish them. Yeah, he would just snatch them up. Well, St. Nicholas be coming around the bend, passing out goodies and, candies and stuff like that. And to the good children, for all the bad children, Krampus came along and snatched them up and punished them by putting them, packing them up and bringing them to hell to punish them. But what's totally amazing about the whole thing is how people can just like celebrate Krampus. You know what I mean? Carmen, if you can share why you are a big Krampus fan, I would truly appreciate it. You can share it in the chat room, and we can talk about it. He is really, and Krampus is really the demonic version of Santa Claus. All my life, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus. And I figured there could nobody be that more evil that Santa Claus could have an evil twin like that, you know. It's just simply amazing how, they even have parades in Germany about him, about Krampus. And, I saw some of them parades that they had over in Germany. They're on YouTube's. And, man, some of them costumes are scary as hell, dude. I mean, if I was a little kid and I saw that thing coming at me at night, snatching me up, man, I'd be frightened to death, man. Oh, okay. Let me put this up, Laurel. I'll read it. There's a German song, St. Nicholas was a sailor. My father was a sailor since he was 12. Ran away from home and hired on. I hired on a merchant marine tanker at the age of 17 as a girl. While it was strange, St. Nick always protected us at sea. Again, sled dogs and winter solstice, also by birthday. In the world of sled dogs, we see our beloved dogs gone by over the years, and we see the cold and the stars and hopefully the aurora. And so we see our beloved dogs run in silver harness. Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Laurel. That's precious. Well, maybe, Laurel, I can get you on sometime next year or like early January. We can talk a little bit more about St. Nicholas, if that's cool with you. Thank you for sharing that. That was interesting. But the mythology of Krampus, okay, I gotta look at my notes here. All right. Krampus is thought to come from Bavarian, meaning dead. Yeah, from Bavaria, or Bavarian, or from Bavaria. Krampus meaning is dead, rotten, or from the German Krampen, meaning claw. The Krampus is considered half goat / demon monster. Well, if you look at the pictures of Krampus online, yeah, he definitely looks like a demon. But, it's crazy, and we had a discussion about this on the other show I host with Joe Montaldo. It's Friday nights, News on the Flip Side. And we got a little bit into the Bible about it. But here's what baffles me the most, okay? And it's just not what the stories that we read in the Bible, what we were taught, or all this stuff about Krampus, or all this stuff about Santa Claus. It's all done by stories that were brought down, I guess, generation to generation. But what bothers me is when people take it to heart, okay? And it's like the word is gold, like it's legit. I have a hard time believing stuff like that. You know what I mean? I have a hard time believing that. How did the person who started the stories about Krampus, and I'm sure it's way back in the early 18th century, I guess, I don't know, or whenever it started. So do we have to pay attention to the stories? Like if Heidi wrote a story And Michelle, she took the story and said the same thing. But who told Michelle the story? And the person who told Michelle learned that story from, I mean, it just goes far back. And how do we know that that story is true or if it's legit? Now, I believe that Krampus, right? The stories about Krampus, okay, I'm sure it was a story lying to keep all children behave during the season. Like if they were bad children, the parents would probably have to say, well, Krampus is coming to get your ass. You know what I mean? So you better be good. Um, According to legend, oh, this is crazy now. Now check this out. Now, according to legend, Krampus, he is the son of Hel, Hel, a Norse god of the underworld. Did anybody know that? I never heard that until I read that. And I mean, and I'll tell you where I do my research. I do my research in the Britannica and Wikipedia, all them places. I look for it. And if I see something in one, like in Wikipedia, I go over to Britannica and I see if the stories match, and they sure do match. So I never heard anybody else in the Norse gods um, ever heard of Hel? But that's who they think. That's who they say he's the son of. Krampus, the son of Hel. Now, maybe he is. Maybe that's where the mythology comes in. Maybe the mythology of Odin. It's crazy. I mean, I really, really wish I had the time that I could get into more mythology or try to wrap my brain around, stuff like this. Not about just Krampus or Santa Claus. Heidi says, my daughter just mentioned, I think there was a movie on Krampus. There was, hon. There was a movie on Krampus, yes. And I saw what they showed, 2 minutes of the show. But yeah, and I might just have to watch that story, or watch that movie. But I'd like to learn more about stuff like this, about Krampus and such, But see what else do I have about him? The symbols of Krampus. Krampus wears chains. Yeah, and that's true because if you see him walking down the street or in the parades, a lot of them he wears chains around him, and they believe that is the binding by the devil by the Christian church. And let me repeat that. He wears chains, and it's the thought of binding by the devil by the Christian church. I'm not going to go into any religion here, religious. I ain't going to go into the Christianity. I'm not going to go into anything like that. But of course, Christianity had to bring in, their 2 cents. And again, of course, their word is gold. So everybody had to go by that. But I do believe you can survive Krampus. I believe, children can. To me, when I read it and digested the whole stuff that I researched, it's just simply, LOL, thank God. LOL, just kidding. It's okay. You're allowed to kid. I'll let you kid. But I think Krampus is just a big bad dream for children. And he comes in their dreams and scares the living daylights out of them. But I had to share that a little bit with Krampus, and I'm sure there's so much to get into, okay, into it. But since I only have an hour show, I just thought I'd jot down the things that I thought were important. Laurel says, put your boots out on the 5th and see if you get a gift from St. Nick or the switch from Krampus. Yes, heard of Hel. She is the goddess of the underworld, Norse, grandparents, mythology. Yes, we do need to talk, Miss Laurel. Yes, we do. I'm going to have to get you on the show, and we can talk about this stuff. But, and that's what I was going to bring up in my second half, but I'll wait until the second half of the show because we are going to be talking about St. Nicholas. So hold on. We're going to take a little 70-second break here, and I'll see you in 70 seconds.
Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hey, welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I am on UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans. Nope, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. I had to catch myself. And I have two shows, Into the Night. I have one Sunday nights from 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. And I have one on Tuesday nights. From 8:10 to 9:10. Now, my Sunday night shows, okay, are a little mellow out because people are, it's like the end of their week, and they just need to sit back and relax. And hopefully I can bring good content to you guys, to relax you before all of a sudden all hell breaks loose come Monday morning. But Tuesday night show, that's when we get into the deeper meaning things, or the things that are happening out there in the world. So this Tuesday, we're going to have my boys back from Massachusetts, Mr. Wojo and Richie B, from Bantering with Richie B. They are Bigfoot investigators. And the last time I had them on my show, I've been watching their shows and I've been talking to Mr. Wojo a lot. And they've gotten a lot more evidence. They've gotten a lot more all kinds of good things. I think they got another cast of a footprint. I'm not sure. But what I like about them guys is that when they do their investigations, they think out of the box. Okay, they do investigations to where maybe they'll try this and maybe they'll try that. And you have to watch them on Tuesday night because they're going to share their stuff with you guys. And I'm really glad and happy that they're coming back. Heidi goes, woot woot. Yes, ma'am. Yes. They're good people. I call them dear friends, man. We're like brothers. They've been good to me. And I'm just really looking forward to having them on some more. Christmas Eve, yes, I am going to have a show Tuesday night. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. They're definitely kind, caring, authentic people. Yes, they are, Heidi, very much so. But I am going to have a show on Christmas Eve. And I'm going to do something what I think that everybody would like. Okay. I like doing it and I'm going to do it. But it's going to be a surprise. Okay. And I was thinking as long as I'm on a podcast or doing radio, okay, I am going to, it's going to be done every year. But please, if you can, if you want to, if you're not doing nothing with the family, if you're all alone or you need to just be around a bunch of people, okay, I will be having a show on that night. Yes. I don't think I'm going to have one on New Year's Eve because I do believe UPRN has their New Year's Eve party, and that's something, but I will come along and give you more information on that. But the first half of my show tonight, we talked about Krampus. Now we are going to get into Santa Claus. Okay, and I got my notes here. In fact, I'm going to rip it off because I hate looking over there if I don't have the light. And all I know is at the beginning of the show, my lights were flickering on and off. Okay, and it's funny, when I started the show, they just quit flickering. So if you happen to see my lights flickering, it's because the ghost of Christmas, the ghosties from Christmas are around me now because it is that time of the year. And by the way, if you care to share in the chat room what your favorite Christmas carol is, okay, feel free to share it. Or if you have any kind of question, if there's anything that you would like to talk about, feel free and we can talk about it, okay? But Santa Claus was born in Patara, Patara, and that is modern day Turkey, around 280 AD. He was a monk who traveled the countryside helping the sick and poor. He is the patron saint to children and sailors, and his feast day is December 6th. So everybody remembers when Carmen said, Laurel said, when she put right here, she says, put your boots out on the 5th and see if you get a gift from St. Nick. So actually, St. Nicholas Day, that they celebrate his day on December 6th. So if like whoever has children, maybe just tell them to put their shoes out on the outside and, just mentally telepathing to everybody out there in the world and who's listening to the show, have them put their boots out or their shoes out on December 5th. And maybe throw some candy in there. And if they wake up in the morning and they say, what's this, Mom, Dad? And just say it's a little present from St. Nick. I think that would be pretty cool. Mine's 34, so I don't think St. Nick. I'm not traveling to Indianapolis either, so. But I think that would be pretty cool. I think it would be pretty cool. Now, for some reason, I don't know why they came up with the date, December 25th, and I don't know. Just think about it, though. You can celebrate 2 Christmases. Well, one, St. Nicholas Day, which is December 6th, and then you got the regular Christmas. That would be cool. My mom kind of lucked out because her birthday is on Christmas Day. So we had to get her a birthday present. We got to get her a Christmas present. Yeah, she was born on December 25th, which I think is like really, really cool. She kind of lucked out. His image as a jolly white bearded man, jolly white beard, people are saying that I look like Santa Claus. Someone said that today at work, that I look like Santa Claus. That's a question I want to ask everybody. Do you think I look like a Santa Claus? My cheeks are like really high, but they're not rosy. His image as a jolly white bearded man in a red coat originated in the 19th century. Before 1931, Santa was depicted in a variety of ways, including as a tall, gaunt man or a spooky looking elf. That's interesting. And when I did my research and I looked up, I saw some pictures of that, and I'm thinking, they were kind of scary, you know. Those old St. Nicholas or Santa Claus pictures that you see, or their drawings or the paintings, you know, they are kind of creepy looking. You know, they gave me the creeps, but I think it's kind of interesting, you know, to know that. That Santa Claus does not have pagan origins. Okay. Of the made, let's see. Okay, let me read that. Santa Claus does not have pagan origins, but he is functionality very similar to a pagan deity. And I think that deity that they're talking about is Krampus. I'm not sure. If anybody else knows the real answer, feel free to say it. Heidi says Norman Rockwell comes to mind when I think of Christmas pictures. Yes, they are pretty. I like those. They honestly, even to this day, they do put a smile on my face. They do. I do like his pictures. The pagan origin of, okay, remember I was telling you earlier in the show? Okay, now check this out, right? The pagan origin of Santa Claus is Odin, one of the major gods in the Norse paganism. And I believe the reason why they familiarize him with Odin is because Odin goes out during the winter solstice, and he goes and he hunts wild animals in a sled with a wolf or something like that. I'm not very sure. Your mom said loves his stuff. Thank God. Oh, I bet she does. I bet she does. My mom likes him too. I mean, to me, it's nostalgic to see his pictures, Norman Rockwell, especially around Christmas. And I'm going to ask you guys this question out here. Okay, and I want an answer. Can't hold back. Is Santa real? Question mark. Is Santa real? I would like to hear your answers. Does Santa really exist? Okay, Heidi agrees. That's good. He does. Santa does exist. Santa is real. According to historical records, Santa is real. A real person who was kind, loving. He was known as St. Nicholas. And I know I really didn't take too much notes on St. Nicholas, but I did read a lot on him, and he was a loving and caring dude. Okay. I know when he was a monk traveling the world, I know one of the stories was that there was 3 sisters that did not have enough money for a dowry to marry, you know, for their marriage. And what he did one night was he came through the town, he found out about it, and he threw gold into the window so they could, you know, by helping them all out. And the father, you know, caught him doing it. And the father came out and, you know, started talking to him. And St. Nicholas said, hey, listen, dude, please don't tell nobody I did this. And the father gave his word. He wouldn't talk. But, later on in the years, people did find out what he did. But he went around helping people, St. Nicholas. And I believe that that's where the Santa Claus bit came in. And I know there is so much more into that. Heidi says, I believe all myths and legends are based on a truth. Ah, that's interesting. That's interesting, Heidi. I can actually see that. I mean, I like what Heidi had to say there, that she believes all myths and legends are based on the truth. That's cool, you know. And everybody knows about me. Um, I do not judge on what people believe. I don't. If you believe that Santa Claus exists, he exists. If you believe in Krampus, he exists. I have no right to judge anybody on what they believe and what they feel, what they hear. So you have a good point there, Heidi. A very, very good point. But I notice that Santa Claus is real. I think by just giving presents or just, Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, Kris Kringle, yes, ma'am. He exists. And when you see children, go to the Santa Claus and take a picture of them, and their eyes just light up. To me, Santa Claus is love. Santa Claus is caring. Santa Claus is believing. That's what Santa Claus means to me. And when it comes to the presents, it's all material. Okay? It's all material. I might use it once and just throw it away after that. Who knows? But the spirit of Christmas is giving. And that's what I do. I give. I don't want nothing in return. And it's not that I'm being egotistical about it. That's just me. I don't want nothing in return. Basically, I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be loved and cherished and cared for. That is my biggest Christmas wish, present, whatever you want to call it. That's what I want to get to people. And I do the best I can. And I hope people will kind of listen to that and say, hey, you know what? Sean might be right there. I don't want you to tell me, everybody, that I am right, because I'm never right. But I'm telling you from my experience, okay, that I'd rather give than receive. Heidi says yes to believe. Heidi also says yes, giving and to be grateful. Make amazing memories with loved ones. It has gotten way too commercial. Yes, Heidi, it has. It's gone way too commercial for me. I don't care what they sell at Target. I don't care what they sell at, on Amazon, whatever. No, it's nothing. I mean, you buy perfume for somebody, they might use it one time and then not use it again. It's not about the money. It's just about the love and the caring and all the other good adjectives out there for everybody. But I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Remember, this Tuesday, I'm going to have the boys from Massachusetts in, Richie B and Mr. Wojo, and we're going to talk about some Bigfoot hunting, and we're going to talk about some Bigfoot, investigations and stuff like that. Children, if you can, please, 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 especially around this time of the year, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you have nobody, find somebody and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, and I will see you Tuesday night. Happy hunting.